In today's video, we're going to take a look at the different ways to look at the results that you get from an Inventor stress analysis simulation. So the first thing we need to do is when we are, if you've got your part open, what we can do is we can go to the stress analysis simulation environment. So you can either click on stress analysis over here, and if you don't have that, just make sure that the simulation tick box is on, or you can select environment and on the left hand side go to stress analysis. Now with the stress analysis, before we start anything, you'll see that everything is grayed out, so I need to go and create a study. Let's say just static analysis is fine, and then I'm going to select OK. Once that's been done, you'll see it opens up everything where I can now go and assign my material, which is already assigned as I've asked to be aluminium, and then I can also then put on any constraints that I need. So I'm going to go put some pin constraints in over here on these 4 holes. And then I'm going to put in a force at the top over here of 200 newtons. Okay. So once that's done, we can go and simulate. So once it's completed the simulation, you'll see there I've got my results on the left. So my von Mises stress, first principal stress, third principal stress, displacement, as well as safety factor. Now, if I look at the von Mises stress, you'll see there I've got lovely colors. It blends nicely in together, and it shows me sort of the color bar on the left hand side over here going from my minimum to my maximum result. Now, if I go to the top and I want to take a look at it maybe in contour shading, you can select that, and you'll see there it will then split it up a little bit more. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sections. And you'll see there it's not as smooth, but it gives a more clear-cut definition of where each value lies. Then I've also got no shading. So if you don't want to look at the shading, you can just take a look at what it looks like over there. Maybe you want to see the differences in the von Mises stress when it's at the maximum and the minimum, and then displacement as well. Now if I take a look at displacement, I can also say look, contour shading over there, and you'll see then the different color bars as it goes from 0 up to 1.72 millimeters, which is your maximum over there. Another way to look at it is sometimes it does look like it's bending too far. So for instance, then please note that you got undeformed. So undeformed is, it's not going to deform at all, but you obviously want to see where the deformation is. If I go to actual, that's slightly over there. If I go to adjusted 0.5, it actually goes bigger. So you'll see there that adjusted by 1 up to even 5, you'll see exactly how it is. And this is also good for if it's minimal little distances that it is getting deformed. At least then you can see exactly where the most deformation is taking place over there by putting onto that sort of a very big adjustment over there. Then what we also have got is the minimum and maximum. So if I select a minimum and maximum, you'll see where the minimum displacement and the maximum displacement is, and that goes for sort of safety factor, as well as von Mises first principal stress and third principal stress. Okay, so once again we've got the these results over there. If you're interested in another sort of part of the components, we can go and put in a probe. So with that, let's go put in a probe. So select probe, and then we can say, look, I want to know what's over there. And you'll see there I've got my probe over there. Maybe want to see what's happening over there, and maybe at the top of here as well. Now with these probes as well, you can select, right click on it, and you've got the edit the position, delete the probe, delete all the probes, reset the position, or reset all positions. If I go and drag this, I can actually go and drag this to a different component. Maybe they were all sitting on top of one another. You just need to see clearly what's going on. Once you've done this over here, if I sort of put it upside down, you can see how it is. Let's go put it back over here, and I want to see from the bottom. So let's go drag the maximum down to the bottom over here. Maybe you want to see this over there, and then maybe also this needs to be dragged down to the bottom. Ooh, okay, let's go. It can be a little bit tricky over there. Okay. Another way, sort of a trick for this is drag it, looking at it, sort of all in one direction over here, so that it will just move in the plane that you're looking at. Okay. So once that's done, and you may be happy with it, so just move it out a bit. Then if I am looking at this and I want to run the simulation, then when I do run the animation, you'll notice that all the probes also do move. So this is also a nice way to see, right, okay, so how does this actually increase, going from the minimum to the maximum stress that we've got over here. And then you can record this and send it to someone. If you don't want all of this, you can right click and say, reset all positions, and it jumps back the original positions that it was in when we first created this. You'll see how it is positioned in space over there. If you don't want it anymore, you can just right click and then delete all the probes as well, but it will keep the maximum and the minimum, because those are two separate components we've got over there. Then we've got the color bar. So what the color bar does is it works for each different result over here. So for instance, if you've got the von Mises stress and you want to know, okay, well, have a maximum and a minimum. So instead of going from 0 up to 201, we could say, listen, show me from, say, 80 to 150. Okay. And then what it does is then it concentrates the results over here. So you can see there where it goes up to 150. So I'm just going to take off my maximum minimum, so you can see there now what those results are. And if I put a probe on, click on the red, okay, so the 173 over there, and then a bit over there, 146. So it'll still show you where that maximum is, but it's sort of condensing the values between the two values that I created over here. So now if I go through each one, so I'm going to go through to my displacement, okay, go to my color bar, and then what I can do is I'm say, that's got to be in grayscale, and apply. So it puts it in grayscale over there. If I go back to my von Mises, you'll see it also puts it in grayscale over there. So it does propagate through, this color bar does propagate through the different components over there. But what you can do is you can change each one over here to be in a different different values. So like 0.2, and apply. And then when I activate my first principal stress, go to the color bar, and then you can say like, right, that's 130, and that is 0. So you can modify each one to look a bit different, and you'll see that it changes your color bar as you go through the different ones which you have created. Then with the color bars as well, I'm just going to go back to my, say, von Mises stress over here. On the color bar, we also do have the color bar. We still do have a maximum and some values. So this is split into 5 values over here. I'm not able to change it because if you take a look at the top, it's got smooth shading on. So if I go to my contour shading and go back to my color bar, you'll notice there now I can then go and increase the number of, how many times I split this color bar up. It can go up to 12 over there. So when I select that, you'll see there that from the minimum to the maximum value that it's got, it's split it into 12 different colors in my color bar over there. Okay. So that is different ways of representing your model when you are working, once you've got your results. Your probes you can move along as well. If you take screenshots of it to put into your report, that's pretty good. Now I can say take away all the probe labels, or put those back in over there. Probe labels are there, and then this is the your loads, your boundary conditions, so your loads and constraints. So there's a lot of ways that we can actually manipulate this and just see exactly what's, sort of how we represent the different results when we have done our Inventor simulation. Thanks very much for watching.